Get everything started, peoples. Yes, yes. Welcome to Bar Talk. I am your host, Brandon T. Place we have conversations about what's happening in the wild and try to give you some advice about how to interact in the world. With that being said, subscribe, and follow everywhere you see me. And with that being said, let's go. So, everybody has baggage, right? You've heard the term baggage and the baggage people have. So, what does that actually mean? We need to think about it, because I think like the misnomer with that is when people say baggage and so forth, they're talking about children, how the baggage of children. How many kids you got? 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. That baggage. But everybody ever talks about the baggage of mislessoned. That's what I mean by that is the baggage of the people that raised you. Let's go way back. So you've been raised as a child. So you as a child, and your parents are teaching you lessons, or parents or people who you were around. Because we as children take bits and pieces from everybody that comes in their pathway and so forth. And then as a child, you try to rationalize what you're seeing, how you're seeing it. And those things you rationalize, whatever you think that is cool, you keep. And whatever you think that's not, you let it go. But it also depends on the person that you are taking a lesson from, and whatever your comfortability and trust level with them is. And so when going down that pathway, just like, what do you do? So like I said, you take it all their baggage. Okay, this particular person dated this particular person a certain way, and then okay, or this particular, or like women like, well, because my aunties had older men, so far older men, and then or this person dated younger, I needed younger. This person put the toilet paper roll going this way versus that way, and so forth. You're just collecting all these general things, and then like career paths. I had an auntie that was a nurse, so I want to be a nurse, or common job is a warehouse job, or some type of labor, and so forth. And then you just keep going on that pathway. And so, like I said, you're grabbing all this baggage and so forth. And then, like I said, some people are very picked up the baggage of being well managed of themselves and their time and so forth, to be able to be stringent enough to, hey, to start a task, complete a task. Like I said, those tools in the tool bag becomes part of the baggage and so forth. And then also the not being able to start tasks, not being able to finish anything, adds into the bag of baggage you carry around with yourself. And that's it. And it goes on and on and on. It could be how many people you dated, that adds to the baggage. It could be rude behavior that adds to the baggage. It could be a very generous person. That's part of the baggage. So, like I said, everything, like I said, I know baggage is just normally a negative connotation, but sometimes baggage is just what it is. It's just things you've collected over the years and so forth. And so you collected all these things, and like I said, from situation to situation. It could be you could have like how you interact with your job and so forth. It could have been the baggage of that. So you could like, hey, you've learned how to be, like I said, a manager. Maybe you had that baggage of being a control freak or whatever. Now you become a manager and so forth, or you might be have the baggage of being more of an administrator. And I know not administrator in the job sense, but administrator be able to administrate your life. You know what I'm saying? Run your household in an effective way. You know what I'm saying? Run your life in an effective way. And run friendships in an effective way and so forth. You know what I'm saying? There's all, like I said, all that particular baggage. But then also you can have a super negative baggage of string of failed relationships. You know, that happens. That comes into the negative baggage. And then what you could think that happen with those relationships. It could be a whole bunch of stuff that you maybe threw out there that you didn't realize you're doing in a negative way. You know, add that into the baggage. Excuse me. And then so like I said, that gets added into the baggage, and so forth. And so it's like I said, when as you like I said going through life and accumulating all this baggage, it's like, what do you do? And then so say that for instance, you're in a situation where you're interacting with people. So you collected all your baggage over the years, they collected all their baggage over the years, and so forth. And like I said, some of your baggage is like, well, people always try to tell me what to do. So why is everybody trying to control me? You know what I'm saying? So you got that type of baggage, you know what I'm saying, that you got in your tool bag, and then you got somebody that, hey, I got the baggage of, hey, I got wisdom, and you know what I'm saying, maybe pointing you in the right direction and so forth could be beneficial to you. Maybe I could help with a situation. And then so you got that. So now you got these two, you know what I'm saying, people, for example. You got the ones that thinks where everybody wants to control them, and the ones that are, hey, I'm insightful and want to give wisdom. You think those people would clash in the sense of the baggage that we're talking about? Yeah, because uh, it would turn into more of a communication breakdown with those two baggage. So that could be like I said, not of a negative baggage moment. Because like I said, what would happen is that the person would say, "Hey, let me help you with like I said, say the two people are interacting in something conversation wise or doing a project together, and the person that always feel like their ideas aren't heard and so forth, and because I guess heard and adopted ideas go hand in hand. It can't be, oh, you said your idea, okay, I got you. And because we didn't go with your idea, don't mean you won't heard. But a lot of people think because they didn't go with their idea that they wasn't heard, and they have to. You know what I'm saying, they think that they are just being controlled in every single way possible. But then you got the person that's like, hey, I'm gonna be empathetic. I'm gonna try to help you help yourself here. And so, what would you have in these clashing moments would be that the person that's trying to help at the time would tell the person that's always feel control, hey, that's a great idea, but if we do this and this also, then then that would make it even better. But then it turns into, why are you always trying to control my idea? Why are you trying to control me? Why are you trying to help me? Why are you trying to do this? And so forth. And like I said, the messages get lost, even though the other person is trying to do a value add, but the baggage that the other person has is uh, to straight be defensive because you're trying to control me, you're not listening to me, and so forth. And so, like I said, you got that influence. That's the negative baggage. And then you know what I'm saying, you can have other baggage that you're carrying around. Like I said, say for instance that you had a failed relationship, and say maybe the failed relationship was a misunderstanding about the other person and their interaction with other people. And so now you got that negative reaction and connotation out there in your baggage, that now you're looking for that situation. Now everything, you know what I'm saying, you carry forward, and to any people's reaction or interaction would look similar to what you thought you saw. No, so now you're carrying that baggage, and now you know what I'm saying, you're using that baggage as a club at that point to beat on, you know what I'm saying, the person that you're interacting with at the time, because it must be that, because it looked like that, and that person did this, and so it must be all the same. And that's another example of more negative baggage, and you know what I'm saying, carrying, you know what I'm saying, a person's carrying. Then you gotta, like I said, you gotta look at that. Then then what happens, like I said, with this baggage, right? You got good baggage. Let's give an example before we go that far. Let's give an example of some good baggage. You have a person say, "Yo, you know, I'm rigid with my finances. I can help you budget better, and so forth. That'll help you better, and so forth." So that would be a good thing in the overall baggage. Hey, I can pull out, pop out. Here you go. You take this baggage I picked up, and hey, now you are financially sound, and so forth. Or even like to say, the time management baggage. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. We got I'm gonna show you how I run my. You know what I'm saying, set my time up, to set my day up, to manage my time. Here, look at this. Also, uh, a good way to of good baggage and so forth. But like I said, but you run into, like, see, these baggage issues that in turn, you know, can hinder you and so forth. Especially, like I said, especially when it's coming people, like I said, people's interactions. I'm gonna say interactions. Even like I said, you could look at it, but like I said, dating and so forth. You could run through all these negative scenarios that happened to you beforehand, and then when running into these negative scenarios that happened beforehand, and so those negative scenarios that, you know what I'm saying, that you've carried in your bag, in part of the baggage, because like I said, you can use them to beat on somebody else, and that in turn is very bad. Because like I said, because I know it's hard, you know, so it's one of those things that with baggage, how to leave it in the bag and not pull out every chance you get to pull out some type of uh, weapon or so forth in your baggage claim. Yeah, what I mean by that is, it's like with interaction, like job interaction and so forth. You could go get a new job, or you can get a new supervisor, and then the old bag that you are carrying, you know what I'm saying, would cause you issues with that particular person. Could be a supervisor. You could, like, well, the supervisor ain't doing this right. The supervisor ain't doing that right. The supervisor ain't doing this right, and so forth. Because you in your bag, you searching through your negative baggage and throwing it at them. Because like I said, a lot of that stuff comes from. And let's be honest. Can we be honest? You thought you should have that job over them. Yeah, a lot of that goes to that. As far as, like I said, the work situation, when old baggage come out and you use it and create a toxic situation, is that old baggage and so forth. And then the next thing, like in relationships and so forth, I'm gonna say this: pulling that old baggage out. You know, that's from the negative side of your bag, could possibly have ruined a lot of good interactions and relationships. I'm gonna say it. Could have done it to yourself. Now I know you. There's some people out there. Oh, I dodged the bullet. I knew that person was XYZ, XYZ. But think about it. If you didn't have those negative baggage that you pulled out and gauged that person in, uh, this person looks like he's going to interact with other people, or she looks like she's going to interact with other people, or this, that, there are all these little check marks that that's not necessarily fair to put on them, but because it's in your bag, and you got to put the person through the lens of all the negative stuff, not the good stuff. The good stuff kind of goes with like whatever, but just the lens of the negative stuff out of the bag, or even like how many children they got. Okay, they got two children. And then so going through that lens, in turn, it could cause, like I said, issues. Like I said, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm pretty sure everybody. No, let's say about half. I'm gonna go as high as half of everybody out there has been on that negative side of the bag, and it turned in that negative side of the bag messed up an issue. You pull you took that whoever you was interacting with. You looked at we took your negative baggage you had been carrying around, and you put that person against all that negative stuff and said, "Oh, it looks familiar over here." And then with it looking familiar, it in turns at that moment, you probably was wrong. For one thing, you probably was wrong in your assessment because, like I said, you're comparing negative, and then it's not be a 100% check. Well, sometimes it could be, but a lot of times it looks familiar. Because it looks familiar, I'm gonna go in a different direction, and so forth. And like I said, with that negative side of the situation, you probably ruined like the best relationship you possibly could have ever been in. But I understand, but I get it. I get it. You're probably happy right now with whoever you with now, and so forth, and trying to relive that, think back past that, and like, oh, there's no point of that. There's no point of that. But I get it. I get it. But like I said, it could be to the point where having those negative reactions and those negative baggage, what I'm saying, could in turn even ruin further relationships. It could be, it don't have to be like in a romantic relationship. It could be like friends, in your friend groups and so forth. How you can run into, use those negative baggages or negative belief systems that you picked up from others, but not necessarily correct, and it also be super negative. And so, like I said, that baggage out here, well, the best thing to do is if you take that baggage, all those negative things, and leave them in a bag. Matter of fact, go put the bag in the closet and go for it. I know, what I'm saying, boundaries and guards and so forth. You want to leave all that up, but the negative stuff, there's no need for it. Because, like I said, what's going to end up happening is you're going to bring the negative stuff, and there going to be somebody that don't want to deal with the negative stuff. And next thing you know, you have messed up a good friendship, a good, it could be a potential business partner, it could be a romantic relationship, so forth. And that all went down the drain just because you pull out that negative baggage and all that negative baggage stuff. And with that being said, this has been Bar Talk. I've been your host, Brandon T. Like, subscribe, and peace.